when your tone lacks the warmth you intend, or when you simply cannot project with the authority you desire. These are not isolated technical failures. They are symptoms of a deeper systemic disharmony. Most vocal pedagogy obsesses over the throat, the mouth, and the vocal folds themselves. It treats the voice as a mechanical instrument to be manipulated, a set of muscles to be trained. This approach, while containing elements of truth, fundamentally misses the source. The voice is not merely a localized phenomenon. It is an expression of your entire being. The root of your vocal trouble lies not in a failure of technique alone, but in a disconnect from the very energies that animate you. You have been taught to control the sound, but perhaps you have never been taught to cultivate the source from which the sound naturally and powerfully flows. This is the foundational principle we must address.
Understanding Samjae, the three powers defined. To understand this source, we turn to the ancient East Asian philosophical framework of Samjae, known in Chinese as Sankai, three talents. This is the principle of the three powers, heaven, man, and earth. It is not merely a spiritual concept but a profound cosmological model that describes the fundamental forces operating within and around us. Heaven, or Tian in Chinese, represents the celestial, the cosmic, the realm of inspiration, spirit, and the breath that connects us to the universe. Earth, or D in Chinese, symbolizes the terrestrial, the foundational, the physical body, stability, and groundedness. And man, or Ren in Chinese, is the human element, the conscious mind, the will, and the point of dynamic balance where heaven and earth converge. In the context of the voice, this framework provides a complete map. A disharmonious voice is one where these three powers are out of alignment. Perhaps your earth is weak, leaving your breath, your heaven, with no stable foundation, causing it to flee upward and create tension. Or your man, your conscious control, is overbearing, strangling the natural flow between heaven and earth. Samjae gives us the language to diagnose not just what is happening, but why. Power 1, Qion, heaven, breath and resonance. The power of heaven manifests in the voice primarily as the breath and the resulting resonance. This is the animating force, the qi or prana that gives life to sound. When we speak of a heavenly voice, we are describing one that seems to float effortlessly, possessing a luminous, ringing quality that transcends mere physical production. This is the domain of Qion. However, when this power is misunderstood, singers often commit a critical error. They try to force this heavenly quality from their throats. They strain for high notes, and they push for volume, attempting to manufacture resonance through muscular tension. This is a fundamental misalignment. The true source of Qion's power is not above, but below. It begins with a deep, supported breath that connects to the earth power. The resonant spaces, the chest, the pharynx, the sinus cavities, are not generators, they are amplifiers. They are the chambers through which the breath, energized by the stable foundation of the body, is allowed to vibrate freely. A harmonious Qion energy feels like a column of vibrating air, supported from the ground up, creating a sound that is both powerful and free because it is not being manufactured by the singer, but channeled through the singer. The feeling is one of release, not effort, of allowing the sound to happen, rather than making it happen. Power 2, G, earth, grounding and physicality. If Qion is the soaring spirit of the voice, then G, the power of earth, is its anchor. This is the principle of grounding, physicality, and unwavering stability. It is the counterbalance that makes the flight of the voice possible. In practical terms, G is the connection to the ground through your feet, the engagement of the large muscle groups in the legs, abdomen, and back, and the sense of being physically present and rooted. A voice without a strong G foundation is like a tree with shallow roots. The slightest breeze, a moment of nervousness, a demanding phrase, can cause it to wobble and fall. You hear this as shaky vibrato, unreliable pitch, or a thin, unsupported tone that cracks under pressure. The physical manifestation of weak G energy is often a collapsed posture, raised shoulders, and tension in the neck, the body's desperate attempt to create stability from the wrong place. To cultivate G, one must develop a somatic awareness that begins at the feet. The strength for singing does not come from the throat, it is channeled upward from a stable, grounded stance. This earth energy provides the platform against which the breath, the heaven power, can work. It is the stillness that allows for motion, the silence that gives meaning to the sound. Without this foundational power, the voice has nothing to push against, and the singer is left trying to create power from a place of inherent instability, leading directly to strain and fatigue. Power 3, in, humanity, intent and connection. The third power, in, represents the human element, the conscious mind, intention, and emotional connection that gives meaning to the sound. This is where the energies of heaven and earth are synthesized into purposeful expression. While Qigong provides the breath and Ji provides the foundation, In provides the why. It is the conduit through which thought and feeling are translated into vocal color, nuance, and communicative power. A technically proficient singer with weak in energy may produce a beautiful sound, but it will lack conviction and fail to move an audience. The voice becomes an empty vessel. Conversely, when it is overdeveloped without the balance of Qigong and Ji, it manifests as overthinking, micromanagement of the vocal mechanism, and performance anxiety. The singer becomes trapped in their head, trying to intellectually control every vibration, which strangles the natural, intuitive flow between breath and body. The power of In is not about control, but about channeling. It is the conscious decision to get out of the way, to allow the supported breath and grounded body to express a genuine intention. This is the difference between singing notes and communicating a story. It is the humanity that transforms physical vibration into art. The imbalance, why your voice fails the Samjae test. Your vocal trouble is a direct reflection of an imbalance in this triad. The persistent cracking on a specific note is not a flaw in your vocal folds, it is a moment where your earth foundation momentarily fails, causing your heaven energy to collapse. The inability to project is not a weakness of breath but a failure of your humanity to trust the support system, leading you to clamp down and constrict the very resonance you seek. The breathy, unsupported tone reveals a heaven energy disconnected from its earthly anchor, floating away without power. The strained, pushed sound is an overbearing humanity trying to manufacture what should be a natural result of alignment, and a weak earth unable to provide the necessary counterforce. We spend countless hours trying to fix the symptoms, the throat, the tongue, the soft palate, without ever addressing the root cause occurring throughout our entire being. We treat the voice as a local problem when it is a systemic one. The Samjae test is simple. If your sound lacks effortless power, if it fails to resonate with emotional truth, if it tires quickly under use, then one or more of these three powers is being neglected or forced. True vocal mastery is not the domination of one power, but the harmonious integration of all three. Conclusion: achieving vocal harmony. The path to a powerful, harmonious voice is not found in another isolated technique but in realigning yourself with this fundamental principle. Begin by cultivating awareness. Notice where your energy resides during sound. Is it trapped in your head, your shoulders tense? That is an imbalance favoring an anxious humanity over a grounded earth. Does your breath feel shallow and high in the chest? That is a disconnect between heaven and its earthly foundation.
The goal is to feel the three powers as one continuous circuit, the stability rising from the earth, the breath flowing freely from that support, and the intention guiding it all with clarity and ease. This is not an abstract philosophy. It is a physical reality you can cultivate through mindful practice that engages your entire being, not just your vocal tract. Stop searching for the missing piece in your throat. It was never there to begin with. The source of your power and the end of your vocal trouble awaits your recognition of the three powers within. Download our free guide to unlocking your organ meridian flows with the ancient Japanese art of Jin Shin. Link in bio. Thank you for listening.